Welcome back to the Yaffee program. I am Alabama's voice of reason, Huntsville's conservative conscience. Glad you have joined the show today. Don't forget to like the Yaffee Facebook page so you can have a voice of reason on your social media. What can I say? Follow me on X at Yaffee or Instagram at Yaffee Live as well. So, Chris, we were talking about the Epstein files in the last segment, and you and I seem to agree, and Dale Jackson as well, and I guess President Donald Trump too, that the conspiracy theory stuff around Jeffrey Epstein has gotten really annoying. That it seems like most people don't care about the actual case itself, but it's like, how can they use this case for whatever political agenda or whatever agenda they might have? Now, most people would say the Democrat agenda is to just get Trump. And I think there's some truth to that, but I also think it's something more. And this is where the Marjorie Taylor Greenes of the world and the Thomas Masseys of the world align with the far left. And I'll explain that in a moment, but go ahead if you can, Walker, real quick. I wanted to play an audio cut to kind of give this example. So John Ossoff is a senator from Georgia. He is running for re-election, and he had a comment at a rally recently going after Trump. Play the John Ossoff cut for me, Walker.
Now, you remember we were told that MAGA was for working class Americans. You remember that? But this is a government of, by, and for the ultra-rich. It is the wealthiest cabinet ever. This is the Epstein class ruling our country.
So he says this is the Epstein class ruling our country. Now, part of that is to just bash Trump. Like I said, Trump derangement syndrome. But it seems like what this has really turned into, it's a class warfare argument, right? It's sort of these people just want to believe that there is just a cabal of rich elites that are whatever you call them, that have caused all the problems in our country, all the problems in our world, and this is the way to get them. That they're so evil, they're all part of a pedophile ring. And so it's like, not only do we use this to attack Trump, we use it to attack Republicans, but we use it to attack the rich. We use it to attack the elites. Do you see what I'm saying here? Like, I think that is what kind of drives a lot of this, not just for the extreme left, but also some of the extreme right.
Yeah, I'll just give like some data. Like they did some on, if they're saying what these elites do horrible things, and I don't doubt that. But there is like, I think 20 years ago, the Department of Education did something that showed that something like over 2 million people, 2 million students had been sexually assaulted in some way by a staff member, a teacher, or by like a much older person at the school. And this was back in maybe 2004, 2005. And that wasn't Epstein doing that. That certainly wasn't, like the rich elites. Like dirtbag, horrible behavior does not discriminate. It's not like working class, middle class, upper class. There are evil people that do evil things all the time. But as far as like this conspiracy, I don't doubt Epstein did horrible. I mean, he got convicted. Of course he did terrible things. And did people around him do horrible things? But I just don't believe like people like Bill Gates. I don't have any doubts that he was with prostitutes, or even Bill Clinton. That sounds about right for him. But do I think that he was with people that were underage? Somebody that would he take that risk? Not because he would care about the morality of it, just because he seems like he's worth billions, so he wouldn't be that stupid. Like these people are not idiots. So I don't think I think they did horrible things, and they definitely did things. Solicitation's illegal, but I doubt they would do it with underage girls. But I'm sure Epstein did, and some other people did. But it's just this cabal of people think it's tens of thousands of people. Well, I mean, he knew a lot of people, but how many people actually ever went to the island? It wasn't that many people. And, if there's these magical names out there that we don't know we're looking for, and I've said this 1,000 times, well, his estate's worth billions. You could sue his estate right now. All right? And any lawyer will take that case. So if you have a name and evidence, I think they've extended the statute of limitations in a lot of places, by the way. File a claim. You can get money today. You can just tell us the names. By the way, Elon Musk came out and said, I will pay the legal fees. And anyone that says, well, what if I get sued for saying something? Elon will pay that. He's already come out and said that. No risk to yourself. Everyone hates this guy. You got the whole public. You got Elon's money. If you have evidence, you come out, you file today. I don't hear any excuses. Oh, we need 3 million more pages of stuff where we're just putting innocent people's names who had nothing to do with Epstein. Like, they released 4 guys' names that they used in a lineup, but these guys were just being paid to be in a lineup because they were using them. There was somebody else that was involved with Epstein, right? And when you do lineups, you got to find people that look like the person. So these guys had nothing to do with Epstein. They were just normal guys that got paid to be in a lineup, and Massey and Ro Khanna released their names. These people are associated with Epstein. No, they weren't. They were guys that got hired to be in a freaking lineup. So yes, like, all this stuff, it feeds people because people have a preset notion of this world where these radical conspiracies are happening all the time. And conspiracies do happen, but it's just, again, it's most of the time it's not as extensive as you think. Especially in stuff like this. And again, if you're a victim, you can come out now. If you got any evidence, millions of dollars to your name, no risk. Elon will pay it.
Well, and beyond that, what you said there, it's kind of interesting that we always classify, I think Epstein was a dirtbag. He did all of these bad things. And that's kind of the point. Any conspiracy theory that gets legs, there's always like a grain of truth to it. But usually they'll take a grain of truth that Epstein was bad and had powerful connections, and they'll just stretch that grain of truth into something that's way crazier and way more complex than maybe what the actual truth is. And that seems to be what's going on here. But it's also one of those things, once you start going down this road, it's completely unfalsifiable. Because now they're saying, well, at first they're like, well, they haven't released all the files. So they release all the files. Well, they haven't released unredacted files. So they have to unredact some. And then they say, well, now we have to release the CIA files. I don't know if you've heard that. There are some suggesting that there are CIA Epstein files and that we need to release those. And it's like, these people are never going to be satisfied, are they?
I mean, yeah, like, there's a reason Trump knew this was gonna, like, he knew it would probably blow up mostly in the Democrat fates, but I think Trump also realized there would be a lot of innocent people, like the 4 people that Ro Khanna and Massey just destroyed that were 100% innocent, that had nothing to do with Epstein. He knew there was going to be hundreds, if not thousands, of people like that whose lives are going to be destroyed because their names were associated, but not in a way where they knew Epstein or had anything to do with the guy. And he was right. And so they're just, this is something that, because the Democrats don't want to talk about the fact that they have no ideas, or the fact that nobody likes their policies, or that they want to destroy the country with their stupid socialism. They want to talk about Epstein, Trump's hiding Epstein. Like, this is why Pam Bondi should have been fired last year when she did this. She's like, we're going to shut your mouth. You could have just said, oh, it's going to take a long time to review this. It could take years. And then, people are going to get mad. But if you tell people, we're going to get to the bottom of this and we're going to release the files, and then you don't, you're screwed. And if you would have shut your stupid mouth and been like, been a little vague and say, yeah, we're looking into this, but we really want to be thorough, you never would have had this blow up in your face. So it's not, I don't think it's going to hurt Republicans, but it will hurt us to the extent it's a distraction from talking about how Democrats are destroying this country.
Yeah, the other part that really drove me crazy too is, and I guess part of this, like you said, I mean, Republicans are kind of responsible for part of this because Trump even campaigned on there's something there, we're going to release some. Dan Bongino, before he was in the FBI, he would talk about this. I mean, so there was, there were a lot of people on the right who bought into a lot of this too. But I was going to say one thing that really drives me crazy is, so they release a bunch of the files, and you're talking millions of pages. And I guess there were a couple of pages where a victim's name wasn't redacted. And then they start bashing Trump and Pam Bondi over that. So the other day, they're like, why haven't they released them? We need to hurry this up. Release them sooner. So then they release them. And obviously, when you're dealing with millions of pages, there's probably going to be a mistake, which is why you don't release files like this en masse, like you're doing, because that tends to happen. But then the mistake happens, and then they're like, oh, you weren't careful enough. There weren't enough redactions. So it's like, well, what did you all expect? You rushed this out, and then there was a mistake, and then you're like, oh, there's a mistake. So it just seems like there really is no winning here.
No, there's not. But, I mean, politics is about appeasing the masses sometimes, and people wanted it. And if people want it, sometimes you got to give them what they want. I mean, we are a representative democracy in a way. I wish we were more of a constitutional republic like we used to be. But, people wanted it. Democrats knew they could get enough Republicans that were scumbags like Marjorie Taylor Greene and Thomas Massie to lie about it. And they were able to, do this. And it blew up in a lot of their faces. But, for them, I don't know. Maybe they got some divine strategy. It's not, I can't see how this works, but you're right. There's no winning, because no matter how much you release, even if you redact the names of all the victims, say, I guess we'll release the victims' names so now we can all know those people too who wanted their privacy. They're never going to be satisfied. So just say, screw you guys. I'm president. We released what we released. You can whine about it, but eventually, people will move on. News cycles will move on. You basically have the ability to just stop responding to it. And again, people have millions of pages they can look at right now. So they can look at those pages. I don't think there's really anything else there. And they're not going to release CIA documents. We don't do that kind of stuff because that could affect ongoing issues right now. So that's not happening. So we'll see. But it drives me crazy because I hate to say this, but a lot of people are much dumber than they think they are. And I wish it wasn't that way.
Now, we were talking about AOC earlier. That's a great example. Someone who is a lot dumber than she thinks she is. Christopher Reed is host of The Daily Controversy. Check out his show, 8 to 10 p.m. on WVNN. Now, what you want to do today as well is check out Coleman Furniture Market, in the heart of Coleman, Alabama. That's because they always have the latest trending in furniture. In fact, most of the furniture in my home is from Coleman Furniture Market. So if you go today, you can see some of the great deals they have. They have financing options as well, and they can deliver to anywhere in the state of Alabama. And we're talking top furniture brands like Lazy Boy, Bassett, Hooker Row, Bradenton Young, Tempur-Pedic if you're looking for a mattress, and much, much more. Go to Coleman Furniture Market today, like their Facebook page to see the latest stuff. And when you do, let them know Yaffee sent you. All right, back in a moment on the Yaffee program.
You're listening to Yaffee on WVNN.
You didn't start a business just to keep the lights on. You're here to sell more today than yesterday. You're here to win. Lucky for you, Shopify built the best converting checkout on the planet. Like the just one tapping, ridiculously fast acting, sky-high sales stacking, champion of checkouts. That's the good stuff right there. So if your business is in it to win it, win with Shopify. Start your free trial today at shopify.com/win.
The CJ Pearson Show.
Every week, we'll take on the biggest cultural, political, and moral battles in America head on.
CJ presents the most passionate voices in the Black community.
When you're going around and talking to people in actual communities, you get to know what people actually care about.
As a Black man, why can't I be the first one in my family to graduate from college? Why can't it be me?
Yeah.
Shift the way that I think about the world.
Bold truth, real conviction, zero permission. This is the CJ Pearson Show.
The CJ Pearson Show. Follow and listen on your favorite platform. Start your day with the morning jolt of Drake C. Toll.
You've never been a football coach before, so you're not allowed to talk about this. No, I can have burnt mozzarella sticks and say, the chef's not working.
Then Black and Abdallah.
Adam Abdallah.
That's what we do. We rank quarterbacks.
Fired.
Okay.
And Westwood One Sports Night caps it all off.
I don't know how they're going to win, but they're going to win. We're open all night here on Westwood One.
Westwood One Sports Talk. Follow and listen on your favorite platform.